Good morning, boys and girls. I just got done watching Miss Becca's video about planting a rainbow. I thought it was such a good story, and I wanted to write something about that story. So I thought it would be really cool to ask you, what would you put in your garden? What would you plant in a garden? If you could plant an imaginary garden, what would you put in it? So I'm going to start on my paper, and you can use just a regular paper or notebook. You can use markers or crayons, whatever you have at home. And you're going to start by making a rectangle. A rectangle is a shape. It has 4 sides. 2 sides are short and 2 sides are long. So I'm going to start in my corner. We always start up at the top. And I'm going to draw a little line down, big line across, little line up, big line across. And that is my rectangle. It has 4 points, 2 long sides, 2 short sides. And this is going to be your garden. In a garden, you usually find a piece of ground, or you might have a garden bed that's raised up in the air, and you start to plant your things inside the garden. So Miss Becca last week showed you how to draw a flower, and you can draw a flower with lines and curves. And if you want flowers in your garden, you could put flowers, and you could put flowers that are different colors. I'm going to draw a flower here with my green crayon for the stem and leaf, and blue for all of the petals. You could also put in your garden something other than flowers. Some people put fruits and vegetables in a garden. So in my garden, I am going to draw some vegetables. And these are vegetables I put in my real garden. I'm going to draw a plant with some green beans. Oh, I should make those green because they are green beans. I also have cucumbers in my garden, and they grow really big and have really big leaves on them. And then the cucumbers kind of grow underneath. So I'm going to write some letters to go with my garden so people know what I'm making. So this is a flower. That sound is an F. Big line, frog jump, little line, little line. These are beans. Beans is the letter B. Big line, little curve, little curve. And this is a cucumber. Cucumber. That is actually a C. It's a big curve. And I also want to put in my garden this year tomatoes. I used to not really like tomatoes very much, but I have started to eat them more. So I'm going to do tomatoes. And I don't have a red crayon with me right now. And usually with tomatoes, you kind of put them in something called a tomato cage. And it helps the tomatoes to stand up. I actually have one down in my garden, and I can show on, I'll send a picture after. So a tomato is a letter T. Big line, little line. And this is my garden. I'm going to show you how to write the word garden, and you can put it on your picture. G is the first letter. G. Big curve, helicopter up, little line. A comes next. Start at the top. Big line. Big line. These are diagonal lines. Little line. Then comes the R. Big line. Little curve. And then a karate kick out. That's the R. Then comes D. Big line. Big curve. And then in E. Big line, frog jump, little line on top, little line in the middle, little line on the bottom, and last is an N. This is the trickiest letter You have to do a big line down, and then frog jump, diagonal line to the bottom, and then you go right back up. Garden. I am so excited to see what you have in your garden. And once you finish drawing your garden, please send a picture to your teachers, and then they can share it with your class, or you might get to share it with your class on a Zoom call. But that way we can all see your awesome, beautiful rainbow garden.